talk about nearly anything. It's a beautiful day today.
It's gorgeous out here, isn't it?
We came down in the fall, and we were thinking, well, is it the fall still, or is it the...
Technically, yes. I think we have another like 24, 6 days, 8 days before winter actually hits, and the sine wave actually goes down and then starts coming back up. People don't realize that it's actually December 22nd when the sine wave hits the bottom, and then the sun starts stretching back out again, and you go to spring. In other words, the shortest time is December 22nd, but you still have the all winter to get through. You got January and February, and it's like cold, and the worst parts of winter are actually after December 22nd, but the sine wave is actually hit, and we're coming back up towards spring. So it gives you a little different kind of perspective on winter.
Let's get this party started properly.
Yeah. Look at Ben.
Jesus, Ben.
Mister, I'm hungover as shit. Drove 2 hours, caught all lights.
Well, I'm gonna put Esteban down.
All traffic.
It's time to
Just
go
don't
down.
knock that thing behind you, then we're all good.
Yeah. Come here.
Now we also have
He's
to
actually in a much more pleasant mood. Be careful with that too, Danny, because the weld broke.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very careful. I fuck up on that thing.
Yeah, you just can't pull it forward.
You gotta push in, right?
No, it's the weld on the railing. So as long as you keep it in tight, you should be fine.
Nice. All right, radicalized. We're getting radicalized.
God, that sun makes a shitload of difference. I gotta have leather gloves with my Burt Reynolds leather jacket.
You are very Burt today.
Yes, I'm Burt Reynolds' fucking cousin. I was like his younger cousin that he had with Sally Field's sister when he had that affair.
When we first met you, we thought that you were some kind of 90s television star, and we couldn't quite
Burned
place
out 90s television star. I've actually had some Scottish couple back in like 2007 when I was in Vegas playing poker, a pretty high stakes poker game at the Mandolin Bay, and they had the Scottish accent. And he was going around like talking shit about everybody at the table, and he got to me and he's like, "And then burned out 90s television star over there."
He nailed it.
Yeah, everybody laughed.
He nailed it.
Off. Yeah, because I was a much younger, much more Hollywood-looking version.
You're still very Hollywood.
I was gonna say you still look very Hollywood.
Yeah, I
Very
was a little rough around the edges. I've been sleeping in leaves and shit. I got a little more stains on me.
Sleeping in leaves and shit. I know about that. So did you actually print out your topic list for us to cover?
I have it, but it's in the car. It's something I'll have to grab.
Nice.
We
So-
might just freeform it a little bit today.
If we were in the fucking NFL, I'd be having like an ill-prepared coach, Bill Belichick kind of thing right now.
Wait, are you saying Bill Belichick's
Yeah, I
ill-prepared?
mean, he would not be happy with
Oh,
you
no, he
leaving
would
your
certainly
paper. Oh,
not
dude,
be.
that would not fly in the Patriots organization.
No, it certainly wouldn't.
So why should it fly here on Radicalized?
Here at
We have to
Radicalized.
model ourselves after excellence, fellas. We have to, because we have to hit the notes
Right.
of the greatness that came before us.
It would be nice to have talking points, but we got plenty to talk about.
I think the over/under was on Esteban barking was pretty high.
Yeah, we knew this was going to happen, but I thought that, it looks like he's barking at the water right now.
Yeah.
And
You'll get that. You'll get that.
I think maybe he saw a mallard or something in the water.
Did we have anything to say about the guy who ran over everyone at that Christmas parade?
No, well, I mean, other than these things are to capture our attention. In other words, every fucking day the clown show, it doesn't matter where you're at or what perspective you're sitting on, there's going to be a clown show element. In other words, if it is hitting the mainstream media on both sides, and CNN and Fox are both taking about it, and truthers are making videos about it, it's fucking projected for your consumption.
Yeah.
So you can digest it, you can play with it, it can definitely say like, oh, this is the way I see the world, and I can emphasize my point to tell you how you're seeing the world wrong. And then, but at its basic core, it's a clown show.
Right.
So it's like, and that's what we're trying to transcend here at Radicalized is, you can pay attention to the clown show. It's fun to talk about it. We're going to do that a lot.
Right.
But we have to understand that that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it's for. It's a fucking carnival ride for human beings.
It is.
To awaken.
And isn't it a little bit scary that the carnival ride of the excuse me, we have a couple people on the dock here, but the carnival ride of media might have contributed.
Studio audience is coming in.
May have contributed to death, to violence, to the media companies.
Because they kind of radicalized him, right?
They
You could
radicalized
argue that.
perhaps the guy from was he also from where Kyle Rittenhouse was from?
Similar, same area.
How do you pronounce it? Kenosha. Wisconsin. Just
Wisconsin.
What, Kenosha.
Kenosha, and this is
And maybe he was feeling, he was in the heart of a movement.
Well, it's no difference how they're weaponizing all the vaxxed people to be like, put your fucking mask on and you're not jabbed, so you can't come to dinner, even though you're like my favorite nephew.
Yeah.
You can't come to dinner.
I saw there was a magazine today.
Isn't that weaponizing?
Ready for this? There was a publication on the internet today, like a Business Insider, like one it may have been, and I don't want to call out Business Insider.
You need these. You got such a great fucking beard.
Something along those lines.
Yo, that's some sexy
pretty
shit.
Badass.
Sexiness is a requirement here, even when we have to pay for it.
And at the bottom line was they were discussing this Kyle Rittenhouse, and they were saying how. Oh no, excuse me, guys. I'm easily thrown off. I'm new to the podcast.
Cameras are scary.
Cameras are scary. What the hell? But what ended up happening is they say that you should equip. They said it's okay to. They said equip a family member to be a bouncer for your home. Did you see this? They said you need to get a bouncer, and essentially you greet them outside, find a vax card, and find a mask.
Are you going to be going home for Christmas, Mitch, or are you going to be one of the ones that's banned?
I will not be. I have a family now.
Danny's family has red, white, blue, LGBTQ, rainbow dick stickers all over his windows for Thanksgiving.
No, oddly enough, some of them are Trump supporters too. What they've just bought into this.
Well, because he's the king of the
from all
vaccines.
sides.
He's like, I got the vaccines. It's like the opposite. That's when you see it's a 1-2 punch clown show.
Right.
Trump has to bring in the vaxes. Everyone's like, I'll never take Trump's vaccines. They become Biden's vaccines. Now everyone wants to take them. They're no longer the Trump vaccines, and now they're going to force them down everybody's throat. And it's like, that's when you see the 1-2 punch. Now, Trump was very good at what he did, and he's got a lot of people like, he won and all this other shit, but that's because they're captured. They got caught in their own little bog.
Yeah.
They're like out there caught in the swampy Trump bog of like elections and things like that.
I do believe, and Ben, I'd like to hear what you guys think about this in general, is probably that last election.
Or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're. I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon or whatever, something, or, whether those aliens are here or not, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
But I mean, that's part of the show.
Yeah.
Trump knew it. That's why he brought the people down there on January 6th. Trump brought them all down there to bring them down there so his little insurrection could take place, his little false flag could take place. He drew them in like a honeypot, and those people are like, but that's what you have to understand, you're getting stuck in the honey.
Yeah.
And so the whole point of like Radicalized is like, to me, is to radicalize yourself where you see the carnival ride, you see the participants.
Right.
Donald Trump did a great job in the moving floor room with the mirrors that crack, and and it's like, and now Biden's in there doing his thing, and it's like you start seeing these people, it's like carnival barkers and idiots as opposed to like people that want to eat your babies.
Yeah.
And it just makes life more pleasant for you to go out and start, having fun and making podcasts off the back of your fucking boat in great settings with your friends.
You're so right.
Because you're creating your own reality as opposed to like,
falling for theirs.
I'm like, I got to make a point about your reality because that's all it wants. All it wants is your attention. You're a fucking rating. You are a Nielsen rating to all the shit that's going on, whether it's Rittenhouse or Trump or Biden or inflation or all this shit.
Right.
You're an audience.
Scotty is radicalized. Yeah. I knew this from the first day that we met.
I'm the one that's getting closest to the microphone, so my voice is really loud.
Really loud. I'm gonna have to edit all
I'm
this
like
shit
heard
down.
better. I'm like God's voice.
I'm gonna have to fucking go in there and manually
adjust.
adjust.
The narrator of the podcast. He wants every onlooker to say, "Wow, listen to him."
I am Morgan Freeman, the radicalized.
You're truly a radicalized human, and you're older, and you got the experience, and you live. You practice what you preach. You really do.
Can I pop in real quick and say something?
Mm-hmm.
As I sit here, and Scotty was talking about how
gorgeous is this, though, huh?
It's unbelievable.
Cue the City Pier Broadway lights. We have billions at our disposal here. Cue the ducks.
Scotty,
2 of the fucking ducks.
Scotty was talking
ducks
about
are coming.
the purpose of Radicalized, and it's basically one of the purposes could be, I think he nailed it, to watch the merry-go-round from afar. So you're watching the circus, and you're kind of separated from that circus. And nothing makes me feel that way so much as being out here floating on an island, kind of looking at a major metropolitan area behind us.
A fallen major metropolitan area that happens to have billions in this particular spot. This
spot
is
is-
the Pearl
But like
of
you say,
Baltimore.
it almost looks crime-free from here.
Oh,
doesn't it?
yeah.
And that's a good point.
We're removed from it. It's a perfect symbol.
This is a harmony bubble. We are coming at you
Exactly.
live from the harmony bubble, the Pearl of Baltimore.
Whenever we take Laura Blue out and we pass the bridge out here, and even before that, what's the name of the park over here? What's
Ooh,
the one
park,
with
I
the
remember
American
the park.
flag?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first
yeah,
one
yeah.
flown.
Fort McHenry.
Fort McHenry, right, excuse me. Guys, camera fucks you up, by the way.
Yeah, of course it does.
I can't even think
We're all
straight.
learning how to talk.
But when we pass that, we'll often look at each other on the sailboat.
Jack Black's cousin's only been working in like El Salvador, so, you know.
And when we pass Fort McHenry as we're sailing out to the Great Chesapeake Bay, we look back and reflect on the city and we say, my God, it almost looks crime-free from here. Sort of an a joke that we've been using for a while.
But it makes sense, and it's a great symbol of kind of what the show is. Like you say, we're observant. We know what everyone knows. We hear the same drama. We hear the Rittenhouse. We hear, which of course, if you look into it, it's over in 10 seconds. You see the video. He defended himself. Whatever. We didn't get sucked into
if
it.
I can add.
He did a great job. He blew that guy's fucking arm off just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty awesome.
But I want to talk about something else. Did you know at the trial they brought in what's called they call it deep fake video, and it's questionable whether or not it was faked. But could we see that in the future for more litigation and trials? Are we going to see videos that are so perfectly faked that you don't know if it's real or not?
Reality itself is faked.
I've been feeling that lately too, man. You see the Rittenhouse
We're
thing?
faking reality right here.
They had that one clip. Have you seen this shit of the Rittenhouse thing where the camera's on Binger or whatever guy is, and then someone comes through the door?
What about him with his fucking Millennium Falcon and like Star Wars Resistance lapel pins and shit? I mean, they're even queuing up.
Fucking
Yeah,
weirdo.
I mean, no, it's all
Did you
part
see
of
the
the
guy's
plan.
foot,
He's
though?
like, oh, I gotta like him because he's wearing the Millennium Falcon. They're like fucking with your mind in
Yeah.
so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, the kids that like have watched Star Wars like 20,000 times and got all the action figures, they're ingrained in that programming. So when Binger shows up, he has an essence of truth about him because
Right.
he wears the Millennium Falcon
And
pin.
everybody can relate to that, and it's the public's battle of good versus evil. And George Lucas really summed it up at Disney now into these episodes, and maybe that was his way of connecting.
Well, I saw a little clip, and
What a
it's been
fucking
going.
weirdo,
It's
by
been
the way.
going viral. Someone walks in behind the camera frame as they're walking down the aisle of the courtroom, and their foot goes through the floor, and it's like everyone's like, "What is that? Like a computer glitch? Like a camera glitch?" I don't know what kind of camera glitch would make something go through a solid, but the guy's foot goes through the damn floor.
What are you talking
can
about?
see it.
You're talking about this
Rittenhouse case.
trial?
Yeah. They were like, this might be a fucking green screen.
We're
And I
going
was
to
like,
want to
nah,
stay
nah,
away
nah.
from the courtroom green screens and go straight to flat Earth.
Yeah.
And if we're going to talk
We're gonna
about like
skip right
crazy
by-
bullshit, we're
No,
going to talk about
when I saw it, you know,
meaningful
immediately,
crazy bullshit.
I click on it immediately. I'm like,
Globes
okay,
kept the guy
surely-
should chase.
You know, when you see something crazy like that, you immediately click and you try to look into, is this real, right? I did not see one person say that was the actual footage. Then they posted the entire 3-hour thing and they said go to 2 hours 22 minutes, and sure enough, it's in the fucking actual footage. How did it happen? I don't know, but sure, his foot went through the floor.
Well, that would
His
be.
foot disappeared.
I think the more funny thing about all this is the separation of the people that are inside the digital world and the propaganda that they get, because
Yeah.
everything is censored, and then the people that are talking about are like their little world. So they actually have two different information streams. So they're actually living in
Will you
two
grab that little camera?
different
Like, the
worlds. Yeah,
people
grab
who-
that camera.
I'm nervous. It's dead anyway.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but
we got some nice movement going. God
Did it
bless.
die?
Continue.
It died?
No, it's not dead. We have to change out the memory card on this one.
No, so that was getting filmed the whole time.
Yeah, and it's still filming on this one. So we got 2 angles of all that.
Wow, 2 camera bent.
Now let's just see what it looks like if I come a little closer, maybe.
You need to
or-
wear the glasses.
What
the
I was
glasses
seeing,
at night.
Yeah.
it looks
Because
very
we're all
good.
doing our Chuck Heston Omega Man here. We are. In our own little way, we're all
how fucking
fantasizing about being the
gorgeous
last
that is, though.
man on Earth.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna do a quick pan.
Yeah, do
I'm
it.
gonna give the audience an idea of what we're
Give
looking
the
at.
audience a quick look at this.
I do love you, brother.
Brother,
it's
I
great
love
to
you
see
too,
you,
brother.
man. It's so,
It's so good to see you. Welcome, dude. It's nice to be here with my boys. You know, we've been talking about doing this podcast for...
There's been some of these ripples that have come through lately that have really rocked the boat, and I don't know where the fuck they're coming from. It must have been one of those earth wobbles when we're going around the fucking sun at 10,000 miles an hour.
No, there was a party, there was a little speedboat that
Exactly.
just made its way
You know,
through.
it's not the earth wobbling on its axis at 1,000 miles an hour or making hairpin turns around the sun. It was the fucking pontoon boat that came by that did it.
But maybe we're always in the hairpin. We're always in the
No,
That's
no,
what they say,
you
we're
can't
always in
be.
the hairpin
You
turn.
can't be. You gotta, because you slow down. You
It's
have
like
to
the
slow down.
gravitron, you know?
I've seen enough NASCAR
It's
races
not like
in
the
Martinsville.
gravitron. It's the
Those
opposite of the
motherfuckers got to
gravitron.
slow down when they come around those turns in Martinsville. So how are you gonna make that elliptical turn around the sun without having everyone go from like 500,000 miles an hour, no, it's 50, to like 40? It's like, oh no, but gravity
Here's how we lose.
stops all that.
Here's how we lose all of our normal followers and gain new people. When we first met, I had just started considering maybe the Earth actually isn't round. And I saw your NASA sticker. I was like, well, yeah, he thinks it's round. He seems nice.
Scott's got a NASA sticker.
If I
We
see
get
a
out there.
NASA sticker,
Shit.
I'm
We get
thinking
out there on the water,
the same.
and almost immediately I kind of bring it up. I'm like, I'm starting to think the Earth might not be round. And then you, boom,
Globe skeptic.
you're like, yeah, it's not fucking round.
It's not the world I experience.
That was our first time meeting.
Not the world I experienced.
It's just not.
Well, when I met Scotty for the first time, this story, I mean, there's quite the story. And the first thing I thought was, wow, he's going to be perfect for Ben. You know, Ben has been a friend of mine for 7 years,
And I'm way crazier than you.
and he's crazier
What
than
kind
me
of
with his
time loop is
views.
77? You like Jack Nicholson Shining this shit? Where'd you guys, 1929 Overlook Hotel and shit? Ben has been a friend of mine for 77 years.
The moment I met Scotty, I said, holy shit, wait till Ben. I texted you. We might be able to find that text for another episode where
You said
we
you
could
got to
share
meet
it.
the dude. He's like the dude of the fucking boat dock.
He's like the Lebowski.
That's
of
when
the
I had my
Lebowski,
long hair and
Lebowski.
my long beard. When I
yeah.
had my Moses look, and now I'm going for the Burt Reynolds cousin look.
I would wake up on my sailboat, Laura Blue, and then he'd be out here in the morning sun doing great stretches, fucking
Qigong,
Tai
Qigong,
Chi type
Qigong.
shit. Qigong.
Yes.
She bangs.
Yeah.
It's similar. Well, this sunset is red and ruby red.
It's so
quite
gorgeous,
beautiful,
man.
guys.
What's in the Freemason wrapping over there?
That's a Stuggy's hot dog.
Great. Let's get it over here.
You want to see it?
Let's bring the Freemason hot dog over here.
This is the Stuggy's hot dog.
Yes, I love this. We are sponsored by the Freemason Hot Dog Makers of Baltimore, otherwise known as Stuggies.
Honestly, if we could get sponsored by
Stuggy's
Stuggy's,
the
that would be
best.
the shit. That's a crab hot dog. If you guys haven't been to Fells Point,
We'll have to talk
you
to them
have to
about it.
try it. We're not sponsored by Stuggy's, but
This
if they
is why I
wanted to
wore the
sponsor
leather
us-
jacket.
We have to
I'll
understand
go
their
walk over there
politics
tomorrow and
first.
say, hey, we're doing a podcast over there
Yeah.
on the boat. We want to use
With
your
that
hot
jacket.
dogs. Can we get like discount hot dogs
Yeah.
to everyone when you bring through there?
It's not a bad idea.
And this is the
That's way we gotta
overlaps.
start
You know, that
thinking.
way, you know, yeah, Golden Flow.
Exactly.
The
Golden Flow.
overlaps.
Yeah,
And the
the
Golden
o-
River.
yes.
I learned a lot from Scotty, guys. And Scotty happens
You
to
haven't
be-
learned anything because you haven't like taken it in and absorbed it. You just know
No,
the
I
knowledge
have.
now.
Shots.
Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Shots
I
fired.
listened to a
I'm
whole
beating
fucking
Danny.
episode.
I'm beating Danny up a little
Excuse
bit
me.
because
Scotty, I listened to a whole episode. You sent me some Golden River type information.
He was gonna
from
call it bullshit.
From YouTube.
I like that. I like. You see the fire?
No, I didn't want to cuss again.
No, but he had the fire.
You can cuss
And I
on
wasn't
this.
going to say bullshit. No, you sent me like this. I was going to say good stuff from YouTube that was phenomenal, and I actually listened to the whole thing. Just so you know, and
I
it was
remember that was the
about
morning
this
meditation
golden. It was the morning. No,
He just
yes.
gets put in like basement caves where all his relatives and his wife say it's got to put the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again. So I'm trying to like get this kind of vitriol out of Danny, you know. And so I
don't know what
you
the hell that means.
No, it means like embrace the Golden River instead of getting caught up in these other kind of dalliances in your personal life.
Dalliances.
Yeah, they're dalliances. He's
What a
allowing
word,
them.
though.
He's allowing them.
Dalliances?
I'm
Jesus.
allowing things.
Well, in some ways.
What am I allowing?
I don't know.
Well, he has-
I've been hanging around with Ben without you around
Yeah,
here.
I know,
So
I
it's
know.
I've
actually
been
your
talking
brother
shit on
of
you
seven.
ditching
No,
our
you've
first-
been talking shit, and I've been listening.
Yeah.
So
I
now
talk a
he
lot of
has
shit because
programmed me.
you weren't here for the first
He has
Radicalized.
radicalized me as a
sure.
Wisconsin
Let me guess.
car driver.
Let me guess. He
to go
drove
run over
4
all the kids.
hours.
Yes.
Five.
And 5
Each way.
hours.
Yes.
10 hours. 10 hours.
And you guys still didn't have a great time
We had
out
a
here.
No, we had an
Fantastic
amazing
You got
time. I'm
every-
just saying
they're
where
talking about the
I
very
have been
first
radicalized against Danny by Ben. I've been
Do
programmed
not
with his
let
propaganda.
Ben radicalize you. I work very hard, and I work 100 miles away from here.
Well, I give you mad props on the fact that
And
your family
when
is.
Ben chooses to come here, and Ben's a musician, he could work on his schedule a bit. I can't. I'm a school teacher, and I have to go
For
down.
special education, let's get that virtue in. You're a special education kid.
Well, he uses that when he has to. It's not true.
I don't know how that would be any hard. That would be probably more difficult than
No,
a regular
I just think we need to push those, bat signal virtue things when we can. Special education
right.
school teacher is a
thank
lot
you.
of weight.
Oh, okay.
He
I thought
calls
you were
them
saying.
No,
special
that carries a lot of prana.
I thought you were saying this is
No,
a bunch of
I
bullshit.
can use
They're
it like
actually
I'm
just
friends with a
poor
special
kids.
education
They're actually
school
just poor
teacher, so
kids.
you got to leave
Yeah.
me the fuck alone.
I'm a special
That's a get out of jail free card for
And
me.
didn't you say
And-
poor kids are just as bright as white kids?
Let me.
Wasn't that your quote?
This podcast
me
is going
add-
to get Danny kicked out of school.
Let me add one thing
That's
though.
what we're
The
hoping.
kids that I work with, and not to make this about me, because I want to talk about more about what you do with these beautiful dope ass places you make, and Ben's music. Wait till you guys hear what he's up to. Probably in the introduction of this, and after post production, you're going to hear some sounds. That music is likely coming from Ben, and wait until you got to see what he's up to, because
Namaste.
he has albums after albums of really good stuff.
Oh.
And by the way, I hate music. I like his music, and I enjoy the music I play. And
I don't think I've ever heard one of your songs.
You heard my 2 More Weeks Forever song. My
Oh,
satire ballad.
he harmonizes with his wife.
The satirical
Beautiful.
ballad. It's a nice sounding song.
you're like a producer. You should be on Broadway.
I want to be a producer.
But
I
he's
would like to
always
be on
drunk and
Broadway.
always hungover. So,
He
so we
knows-
have some obstacles to cross. We have a Spartan race.
There's 2 versions of
You know, and that's
drunk,
why we're here together.
hungover. Those are the only 2.
We are here on our own little Spartan race of life to bring us forward as brothers to reach our full potential. That's what Radicalized acts, because we are here as a triumvirate of brothers. That's why we are actually
We're the
here.
radicalized crew, guys.
Yes, we are here because this is what brings us forward into life's journey
Yeah.
together
Yeah, it
with
is.
all
Keep
our
inspiring
faults
each other, don't
and
we?
all our wonderful stories. They're all stories. It's all about
That's
the
it.
stories.
Storytelling is everything.
I don't care what story you write. Just write a good story. Keep me fucking entertained.
Right.
Maximus me. Are you not entertained? That's what all this shit is. The
Yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse. We're
Who
gonna
can
loop.
tell the best stories?
Yes, but make them yours. Write your stories.
Well, my story involves being 100 miles away and having waken up. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to make it to my special needs kids, who, by the way, are also in jail. They're incarcerated. So I get to see them while they're on probation during school hours. And let me tell you, I love seeing them, but it can be a lot of energy. And I had a couple tough days in a row, and Ben goes, "Hey, by the way, Tuesday's the only day." I said, "Oh boy, how am I gonna
Couple tough
make
days
this
in a row.
work?"
He just got back from a beach vacation at that point. He went to the beach.
Well, maybe going.
It was
to-
an
He
awesome
flew
beach. It was
his ass
Hollywood
down
Beach.
to-
I
That's a
think
great
there's a
beach.
Shout
kind
out
of,
to Hollywood Beach.
yeah,
great
there's
beach.
a magic
We're all
happening
gonna end up there, you know
There's
that.
a magic that
There-
Scotty, we would be
yeah,
good
we
to
are
go.
our kind of Hollywood.
We are gonna find the gnomish tree door in Hollywood Beach that we can discover and go
Yes.
into for nothing.
Yeah, we are going to discover that.
No
And
mystery
I want to
door,
add
very
that
nice.
episode 87, we actually sail down to Hollywood Beach. So keep
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to be doing that now, but that was just a dream post. And I
Well,
like dream posts because when you set dream posts,
We
'cause
get there.
When
I'm
we,
having a
when,
child
when
now,
we
so
went
that
out
pushed
on
things
that
back,
little, when we
too.
went out, yeah, of course, we went out there and we were gonna like set that intention. But it doesn't matter when you set it; it's a dream post, and it keeps going you to
No, we are-
where you need to go.
We
It's
are
like by
sailing
setting your intention
to
and
Florida.
setting your dream post. It's like the Hegelian dialectic. That's the way the universe works. That's what all these people that are a little deeper into the rabbit holes, that's what the Hegelian dialectic is. It sets, and that's what you're seeing with like vax, no vax, or Trump, no Trump. They're setting posts for their reality to be created with their intent. They're setting the fucking boundaries of the game. They're baseball diamonding you motherfuckers. So that's the way reality works in terms of why all this stuff gets set with a point and a counterpoint. It's duality, it's polarity, it's the nature of the realm. It's
So well
electricity
said.
when you break it down. So when you start seeing that that's the way reality is created, and if the whole point is to start creating your own reality, you need to set your own dream post. You need to set your own goal post.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Absolutely.
what I want to do. And I'm like, I could dream about going to Costa
let's just
Rica,
tell
I
the
could go to
people,
Switzerland.
let's tell them what you're talking about. Over the summer, we took Laura Blue out onto the Great Chesapeake
a
Bay.
great fucking day. You guys
We
did
had
that
a
great day.
really nice time,
Unbelievable.
and it was sort of last moment where you said, "Boys, do you mind if I come with you?" And we were overjoyed because we would, Scotty, we think you're so full of like good knowledge
And good energy.
and good energy.
That shit's important,
and
right?
wisdom. And you say some off the wall shit.
They're all downloads. I have no responsibility for them. And everyone else knows this too, because if you're deep enough in, when you start getting these other downloads, it's not your information, it's the Akashic record or whatever it is. You're getting like universal source downloads and you're just sharing it. So these aren't my words of wisdom. These are things that are intrinsically true
You could
in
argue
all our journeys.
anything that ever been said has been intrinsically sort of downloaded from others.
Let me
We
make
learned
sure
from
we're
some of these
trying.
people before us, and just to come back to that was, are we still going?
Died
It's all good.
Fuck, when did that die?
just now.
It's
Okay,
all good.
So
It's
we
all
can come
good.
back to that
Yeah.
because I want to
It's
talk
better
about.
have saved it, right? Look how fucking gorgeous this is. I'm gonna capture this.
Everything is what it's supposed to be.
You guys keep sitting there and chatting.
Everything is what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a piece of shit tripod. You guys keep chatting.
Guys, it's great to see. What a podcast we have! Holy
Cut that hot dog in thirds.
No, I'm good for now.
Oh, it gets.
We can share it.
Dude, Esteban's being great now. Look, see?
You okay down there?
Of course he is. That's the other thing. It's the energy. And dog training is not too dissimilar, but to this other kind of aspect of life. What's that? Got a lobster roll and shit on it? Dude.
Come from the other end.
Dude, really? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Of course,
I mean, this looks really amazing.
Macaroni and cheese and crab meat.
Give me a break.
Creamy.